We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
The NPFL guys, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. A lot was said about the coming of Davison Owumi and how things would completely turn around. But it just seems like, we're back to the usual stuff. I don't know if it's bottlenecks, if it's the usual rigmarole of the government, maybe it's funds being unavailable, but if a private entity like DOZY Mmobuosi can raise 100 million for 4 clubs to compete for pre-season tournaments, what's the NPFL doing, to be honest?
Charles, I won't lie to you. Watching the World Cup and the way the African brothers competed by and large, Ghana was very disappointing at the end. But generally, I thought to myself, assuming Nigeria have gone, we would have done anything near that.
We've gone.
No, I don't think so.
I mentioned teams that will
beat. No, I don't think so. I think we would have flopped big time. I don't think we deserve to go on. I wonder where football is going. The very fact that even this tournament, as far as I know, wasn't on television, and congrats to the sponsor of this league, of this pre-season tournament. Kudos to Shooting Stars, who came from behind to beat Aimba. Apparently it was 2.5 time, and they came behind. They won 3-2. I mean, nobody expected Shooting Stars to win the tournament, and kudos to them.
It was streamed. I told you the game was online. I saw it online. I was there for the semi-final.
Okay. I generally prefer to watch my football.
But why would nobody expect Shooting Stars to win?
They just come up. Are they Shooting Stars? Were they in the? Yes, have they not just come?
Yeah.
They were in the league last season. Okay.
And Gumbosa, that's his.
He's back. That's what he does. Yeah, he's a very good coach. Anyway, congratulations, Shooting Stars, and Benga Gumbosa, one of my favorite people. But I worry about our league. I worry. It's like a movie that you want to go into and you already know the end, and and there's nothing. You have the opportunity to change the script, but it's just the same. We don't improve our league. We probably won't improve the Super Eagles. The World Cup, for instance, is less than 4 years away. It's actually 3.5 years away, or less than 4 years. It's with summer 2026. And I wonder, can we? Because it's not just about what's the word now? Asian teams, Japan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia itself, even though they didn't go to
CONCACAF teams.
They've shown what it is to go to the World Cup and compete. So it's not just about going there and showing up. It's about going there.
But we've always shown that we go to the World Cup and compete as well, Segun. We've always shown that.
We competed in 2018.
I'm worried about the master plan. Look, you keep saying we'll get it done. We're doing. What is the plan?
What's the plan?
What is the idea? You need to get everybody on board. So even if there's a delay, we know the delay is because of XYZ. Because you make it seem like there's a blueprint that we're working with. And I've listened to interviews several times, but you haven't still explained to me if club sides will meet the club licensing issues, or if they're going to still give them paths to escape. Number 2, you've not told me how you're going to do in terms of registering players, contracts. What's the plan? You want to get it right. You said there's £1 billion a bank is proposing, which they have sort of kept quiet on, right? What is the plan? We're not talking about the Super Eagles now. Leave the Eagles. Let's even have our league running.
Exactly.
That's why I said maybe there are bottlenecks. Because as far as these clubs are run by state governments, there's only so much that you can actually do.
There's an election coming up next year. It will affect our football. There's no way to not. Everything affects our football.
Why should it affect our football?
Because clubs cannot travel. There's no
election. How long is elections?
About 2 weekends.
Before elections, Charles, you are both said it, or which you said it. It's bottlenecks and it's state government. The truth of the matter, people profit from an imbalance in the system. There's some people that will not profit for our league to run properly. Simple as. They can cheat, they can subvert, they can do everything. Nigeria is a country at times. Some people profit from when the system is it's not working. It's as simple as that.
That's true.
And unless we can root out these people, we'll be where we are. There's a limit to which talent can take you to.
Yeah, because they proposed an abridged league. The calendar is a mess. For me, that's even the first point. The calendar is a mess. Now, Egypt, knowing that their calendar is not balanced, they're not going to the World Cup. They said the league must continue. And the league has been on. They've been playing games. Ghana has resumed.
I never like comparing nations because the mentality is different.
I agree. I'm only saying that we cannot say we want to be following the rest of the world and moving forward, and we're back saying we're sorting things out. It's not rocket science. What are we supposed to do? Let's get it done. The league closed in July. The Egyptian league closed after July and have resumed.
To run a professional football team, you must obey club licensing regulations.
But we will not.
Yeah? But we are not going to do that. Yes. Which is what Davison Owumi is insistent on. These clubs must obey club licensing rules.
Now,
is that one of the reasons why the league hasn't started? Maybe, maybe not. Because he's a man of principles, from what I know. Yeah. There's so many issues. Bedeviling the start of this.
The people who are suffering are the major actors. The person who's bread and butter, because I don't know.
And the truth, at the end of it all, Femi, if we do obey club licensing rules, the players themselves will benefit from this.
Does CAF even follow it to the end?
No. What CAF does is, look, these are the club licensing rules as far as CAF is concerned, yes? But we can actually localize those rules. You don't have to 100% meets the regulations of CAF. So we localize the rules according to your strength. Yeah. But at least there's a limit. Now what we do here is even circumvent those limits. And we go down to the very basis of it. And at the end of the day, we don't have a professionally run football club. Not one. I don't think there's one.
I agree.
Even the so-called Eyimba people exalt. Have you been to Eyimba's football camp?
So
have you been there?
So you can ask a silly question. Must we have 20 teams in the NPFL?
Well, that's a key question, Segun.
Must we have 20?
That's a key question. But which team will not want to have a team represented in the NPFL?
Then we're not serious about what we're doing.
That's the politics of it.
We're not serious.
It's the politics of it, because those teams are used by the governors for whatever reason.
Yes, because I'm also you're looking at it from we need to run it in a proper way, and I agree. But I'm thinking about the actors, the people playing football. Are they going to get paid when the season is not on? When the league is not, when there's no confirmation if they're going to, because I know
ideally, if you have a contract, you should get paid whether the season is on or not.
You mentioned how we circumvent things.
No, but ideally, if you should get paid, season on or not, because your contract is for a period, which is either it's 1 year or 2 years. There's nothing in the contract that says when you're not playing, we're not going to pay you. That's not even as far as labor laws are concerned. That's even illegal.
But it happened in basketball. When they were not playing, I know some teams in basketball they were not paying. I know some that said we can't pay you full, we're going to pay you half.
But those basketball teams are they run professionally? Are they supposed to be professional basketball teams?
Like a football
no, our team is called the NPFL, Professional Football League.
And then on his basketball Premier League, what is it called?
Gentlemen, I tell you what, I've been over the years. Anybody that knows who knows, I've been one of the major proponents of the NPFL, especially when Super Sport gave Charles and I and Victor Ekpeba and the rest of the Moses and all the chance of watching these games live all over the country. But right now, my enthusiasm is at its lowest ebb because I just don't see it. Honestly, the fact that it's not on TV, if I'm go to a break. The fact that it's not on TV, it really irks me and it bothers me.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.